Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a quick non-spoiler review on Netflix's Fatal Affair, starring Omar Epps and the lovely Mia Long. Before I get started, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss any of my videos. When a successful attorney runs into an old friend who is wildly obsessed with her, her life is turned completely upside down as he will stop at nothing to convince her that they belong together. Mia Long, who plays the character of Ellie, runs into David as she's a half step out of the law firm that she's been working for, as she's trying to start her own practice. What a wonderful time, right? And during this time when she runs into David, she's suffering from a lot of the issues from her marriage and the drama that I guess comes with marriage. I wouldn't know because I'm not married. Now, her relationship with her husband, Marcus, is very interesting because in the beginning, it starts off kind of, you can tell it's different. It's difficult, it's cold, it's a bit unsure, and the communication is off. You can tell the love is still there. It's almost as if they don't really know how to love each other again. And the actress did a great job with subtly expressing those emotions and allowing the audience to see how difficult it can be to be in a marriage. Now, her relationship with David was, I would say, cringeworthy. Now, I love the subtle hints that they give as far as David's character and his interest in Ellie, as it is very obsessive from the beginning. I love the way that Omar Epps plays this role because he's very subtle. He's not blatantly out there, much like a lion, as he's patient and he's waiting to attack. I almost feel some sort of empathy towards him in a way. In the beginning, at least, he seems like a very nice guy, and I guess that's how they all seem. No, I'm not naive. I'm just telling you what I've seen in the movie and what I think about his character. There are a few things that I do have concern with, but we'll get to that later. The dialogue wasn't as good as I would have liked it to have been for all of the characters all around, but especially for Omar Epps' character, David. However, he did rework it to where he was able to be really convincing as this guy who is in love with Ellie and will stop at nothing in order to have her. Subtle hints in this film definitely leads towards the aggression that we see, the obsession, and it just slowly manifests. You have the constant texting and then the stalking. And yes, we have seen movies like these before. I will say that, like, there wasn't much of a surprise with any of the scenes that I've seen in this film. Very reminiscent of a Lifetime movie. Why are we doing it with the windows wide open in the middle of the night? I would have liked for them to dig more into why he was the way he was. What kind of thing, like what sort of childhood trauma happened in his life? Why was he so obsessed with, well, we find out a little bit later, but I just wanted to know a little bit more of a history and a background as to, as far as his mental condition, his unstableness. And we didn't get to explore that in the film. Mia Long is wonderful as always. I love the way that she played her role. I will say it was a bit cookie cutter as far as playing the mother and the wife. Everything kind of seemed a little bit perfect, even though it wasn't. And you could see that portion within the film, which I do appreciate. However, it was a little bit unrealistic, but I believe that she still did a wonderful job. And again, it was the dialogue, I think, that might have affected the potential of the film and of the character development as well. I love how moving into the film even further on, she becomes the stalker and he didn't even know it for a while. So she was trying to find out things about his past, what happened with his wife. But I would definitely have to say that Omar Epps is the standout in this film as far as his performance because he plays a wonderful villain. And I love seeing how calm he was and then how it sort of led into more of an aggressive behavior and aggressive tone towards the middle half of the movie. Now, a few things I did not like about this film. The fact that Ellie's daughter, her college-age daughter, was dating someone, right? And he shows up at the door, the dad opens up the door, and he looks like he's about 12 years old. I'm sorry, I couldn't get past that. I was a bit worried. And they didn't really do a good job as far as the character development for Ellie's daughter. I would have liked to have known more about her as well. But, and I also didn't like the pacing of the film. The pacing was a little bit off for me. It was very slow at times where it needed to be, but then a lot of the times it just wasn't really moving forward for me. We would find out new information about David, but there wasn't a real urgency within the film. I feel like the actors made the stakes high, but the story didn't keep up with it, if if that makes any sense. As far as like the blood and the bruising, the makeup did not look good. Like it didn't fit. Like if I punched you in the face, I would expect for you to have some type of bruising, a black eye. If I hit your head against a wall, I would expect for you to have like blood coming down, dripping down, like lots of it. And for what they made David do in the film, it just didn't. As far as the makeup, it either wasn't enough blood or enough bruising. And also it was in awkward places as well. The score within the film was a bit off-putting as well. The music was really dramatic, like very dramatic. It was like, okay, is Jaws coming to get you? And then often at times it would be a little too lighthearted, like a little bit too happy, and it just kind of created more of that cookie cutter image. And I think this is a writing issue, but I will say that I was hoping that there would be a twist, some sort of twist or turn towards the third act. And there wasn't. It was just very straightforward, and it just reminded me like, okay, we've seen something like this before and we just have to accept it for what it is. If anything, it reminded me of The Perfect Guy, except I thought The Perfect Guy was a little bit of a better movie. But I don't blame any of the actors at all. This was a writing issue. I felt like all the actors did an incredible job, especially Omar Epps and Nia Long as always. So I will give this movie a 7 out of 10. I felt like it had potential if we had added more twists and turns, more characterization, and better writing and better dialogue. I feel like the movie could have done a lot better. It was very enjoyable. I found myself laughing a lot at scenes I probably shouldn't have been laughing at, but I pretty much laughed throughout the whole movie because everything was just so predictable. Like, girl, why would you do that? Anything that makes me laugh pretty much puts me in good spirits, and it was nice to see Omar Epps in the role of this unstable guy who was obsessed with a woman. So a woman he just couldn't get back in the day. What did you guys think about this film? Please like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to follow the J Marvelous on Instagram. Let them know that I sent you, and I will see you guys in the next movie review.